Hi, good evening, Daniela. How you doing today?
Hi, good evening, everybody, or afternoon, everybody. Um, Good afternoon, everybody. Today is another edition of one of our trainings. This is another opportunity for you to practice your Excel skills, explore your Excel skills from end-to-end projects. And today we have a special guest with us. Not a special guest, by the way, because he's one of our facilitators for our Let's Talk with Excel community, where we talk about Excel and we work on projects and we discuss about everything that has to do with Excel, by the way, data analysis with Excel and the rest of them. So, as we wait for our tutor for today to come in, then I'll give a brief introduction. Let's give it some time so other people could join in as we commence. So, welcome everybody. Welcome Damilola. And I could see a few other people already in the chat already. Welcome, Joanne and Dominion as well. Welcome. So we're waiting for our tutor for today, which is Mr. Timmy. He's one of our facilitators in our community. So he's the one who's going to be taking us through an end-to-end project. I think I shared that before, but I'm still going to share the final dashboard on my screen so everybody could see it as well. Okay, so this is the dashboard is going to be walking us through it. It's going to be explaining to us how he was able to achieve this dashboard from the KPIs to the charts. I know it looks good, so I'm also curious about how he was able to achieve this, and I can't wait for him to get right into building this for us. So let's give it some time. It's on his way, so he's going to get with us soon. So until it does, let's just prepare ourselves for today. And if you've not gotten the data sets, it's in the community group already. A link to it is there. I'll also drop a link to the data set in the chats over here as we still wait for Mr. Timmy to come in. So for now, you could just ask questions if you have anything about the community, so we could talk about it as we wait for our tutors to come around. Welcome, Ahmed, and welcome everybody. We are still waiting for Mr. Timmy. He said I should give him a couple of minutes. He will still join us. So before he does, like I said, if you have any questions about the community you want to ask, you could turn on your mic or you could raise your hand. So let's discuss things about the community before we start fully. Okay, I've made the link to download the dataset available in the chat, so you could click on it to download it. So you can follow along when the class starts fully. So, anyways, you're welcome, everybody. We're still giving Mr. Timmy quite some time so you could get to us. And as we wait, yeah. So if you have any questions for me, have any questions about the community, you could ask now before our tutor for today comes in. So, but for that, let's talk Excel community. This is a project-based Excel community. We work on projects together. In the month of October, we explored the Metro Bank Analytical Challenge, where we analyze a finance data set for a bank. From the first week to the fifth week, we were exploring and answering questions for this business, giving recommendations down to the very last minute. So it was a good way to learn. You have the community who will help you answer questions, who will help you explore things as well. So it was a good time. So apart from that, we also be exploring a lot more from next year, January. Looking at the end of the year, we don't want to start any project unless we do like a one time project before the year ends. We're still looking towards that, and we're talking about it with the facilitators of the community as well. So we're waiting for an opportunity for us to do that. But before then, we thought about doing these sessions to help us refresh our minds on Excel, see how we can approach data in different ways. And so I hope this is a good opportunity for the new members of the Let's Talk Excel community to learn something new in our community, explore with us, learn, and we collaborate with ourselves. So this is an opportunity for us to collaborate, explore things together, and yeah, and understand data. So give it some time, and it will be with us shortly, so that we can get right to the business of today. Hi guys. Good evening. If you can hear me, can you give me a thumbs up, please? If you can hear me, can you give me a thumbs up? Um, okay, thank you so much. I'm giving the facilitator for today said I should give him a couple of minutes. He's already on the system, so we'll start shortly. So, but for now, for those just joining in, welcome. This session is powered by the Let's Talk Excel community. I hope if you're coming from the community, well done. If you're coming from Twitter, also well done. And I want to thank you guys for coming in. Give us a bit of time and we will get right into the session of today, which is this executive sales dashboard we're going to be building about a product. So we'll take our time exploring the revenue orders. You could see the trend lines in our KPIs. You could see the orders, the discounts, and the returns as well. You can also see the percentage change, which is versus the present year versus the last year, as well as you see store A, B, C, D as our filter, same as the years. And I'm very curious about the chart in the middle. Like I'm very curious about that. I want to know how it was able to achieve that as well. So which is also what I'm looking out for. And if you're just joining, I said the raw file is on the chat. If you check the chat, there's a link to drop for the session. So for every point in the session, you have a question, you can always raise your hand or use the chat box to drop your questions in between the classes. So we will take our time to answer those questions as well. So, but for now, if you have anything to say about the community or what you've been working on lately, there's an opportunity for us to talk. If you have a question for me, you can also still ask me. So we just talk about it before, pending the time our tutor comes around. Or if you're curious anything about Excel data and you want to talk about it, this is the time for us to talk before our tutor comes in. And if you're so shy to turn on your mic, you can always drop on the chat box so I could see them and respond to them as well. Good afternoon, Joanne. Joanne, good afternoon. And welcome, Shikwao. Um, okay, so our tutor just alerted me, said I should give him 5 more minutes. So I'm so sorry for the delay. It wasn't planned. He got stuck in traffic on his way back, so he's back home now. So let's just give him some time to prepare himself, and we'll get right into it. Okay, for my question is, if I have more than one data set that I'm working on, is it advisable to clean before merging or merge then clean? So it's dependent on the data and on that approach. But most times I clean before I merge because it's only fair you clean up before you merge. And when you clean up before you merge, then after merging, you can then, if you need to add, let's say, extra calculated columns, you can also do that. But majority of the time, I always clean before I merge my data. So I don't know if that answers your question. You can clean before you merge. You can merge and clean at the same time too. So whichever way that works. All right, thank you, Joanne. Any other question?
All right. So this is Cell here from Shexel.
Oh,
I think
what's
that's
up?
yeah, I'm doing well yourself.
I'm doing okay.
Yeah, I think that because you've not started, I just want to use this moment to just get your feedback on something. I don't know
Okay.
if I could share my screen.
Okay. Can share your screen?
Let me see. How do I share my screen? Okay. Allow share screen. Allow share Windows share screen. Is my screen sharing or not
Um,
yet?
yeah, not yet. You can't see it yet.
Present started. Oh, I don't know why it's delaying though. So it's not sharing. Let me share my Windows further.
Yeah, I think that works
Share
easy.
Windows. Okay, can you see my screen?
Okay, I can see your screen now.
You can see the file that I have opened.
It's still loading up. Sorry, it's a bit slow, but it's loading up.
It's still not showing now. Not yet.
Yeah, you can minimize your your screen.
Show screen. Stop. Show your screen anyway.
Yeah, you can minimize to the file you want to open.
Is it showing now?
No, I think you're just sharing your current screen. I think you should share your entire screen for us to be able to see what you're trying to show us.
Okay, okay. Is it showing now?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I can see your screen.
Safety observation visits, right? You can see that.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Yes, I'm trying to find a way to sort of transform this table. But then I know all of these are column headers. So these ones, when I load it to Power Query, these ones are sort of down below, right? Because I need to promote the columns so that this one become the column headers. But these ones at the top, I'll find a way to move them to another column because there's data here. So if I sort
Yeah,
of create another column, I need to be able to align all of them so that all of these, like these are column headers, they all sort of align together. So I'm finding a way to transform the table so that these ones at the top become the column headers that would align with all of this so that I could promote them as column headers so that we can sort of analyze the data sets here. So that's what I've
yeah.
been wrapping my mind around. Like, how do I do that? I've been racking my
Thi-
brains on.
This looks like an invoice or something. The
It's a
structure.
form, it's a data
Okay, yeah.
entry form.
Okay, data entry form. For this, there are different ways to structure it. I don't think this is Excel, right?
No, this PDF.
Okay, this is a PDF. Yeah, when you're building on Excel, that's when you restructure yourself because
Yeah,
that
yeah,
gives
yeah.
you like an opportunity to arrange it in a way whereby it fits whatever you're trying to build.
Yeah, yeah. I understand. If I'm to convert to Excel, I'll definitely rearrange and make it easy to transform. But this is
Yeah,
coming from a client who is giving me a form and they want to have a system where once people complete this form, they'll put it in a folder. So I could just load the entire folder to Power Query. So every time they drop in another form, it will automatically populate to Power Query. And then because I've already cleaned up and all the steps are there, every time a
yeah,
new form enters, it's
yeah.
going
It
to
automatically
automatically
updates.
transform.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the process of like reorganizing this whole thing, that's where the challenge is. Because
Yeah,
when I load to
it's not
Power Query,
it's not properly structured like a table, and that is where the problem is. So it's only going to pick up what looks like a table. Do you get what I'm saying? It will
yeah,
easily
yeah, yeah,
just pick out
exactly.
what looks like a table. But for the other ones, it's definitely going to break it. That's why I'm saying that the easiest way to build it is for you to rebuild them on like Excel sheets. Because if you're
Mm,
bringing this in with Power Query, it's not going to come in as this structure is right now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was thinking I could create like all of these are columns, so I could just create duplicate of these columns and then have a way of flash filling some of these parameters down, and then I'll remove some rows or rows at the top. I tried, but there's no option to flash fill and overwrite some values
Yeah.
down below. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so that's really what I was trying to wrap my brain around. But of course, if it's just an Excel, I could just use macros so that every time they complete and
Yeah.
just submit it to populate on another row.
Yeah. I think that's like the easiest way to do it. Either you're using macros or VBA. I think lately I've been exploring that. So it's been like saving a lot more time. Just you could create a user form on VBA, then connect a macro button that you could just click fill the form anytime,
And
and it's
submit
auto populates. Yeah, submit it
in a
to
structured
another
way.
sheet. Yeah, in a way that you want it to. So you only just to create the form of how you want the form to be structured, and from there you can like keep up, like just fill it up and all. So it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
dependent
I
on
thought as
what,
much.
yeah, on what you're working on. So everything is dependent on the data or what you're working on, and that will determine how you can like structure
Mhm.
the whole thing.
Yeah, because the client actually likes this form because it's like a form they've built. I don't know the system they used to build it, but it looks like there's this drop down list in there, and it's all
Yeah,
it's in PDF. Yeah, so they sort of like their documents, and they're just figuring out how can I analyze the data every time they submit a form. How do I extract the data and analyze for them? Then I
the thing
thought,
is, you ask them where their data is going to. Where does it populate? That's what you need. You don't need the form.
yeah, yeah, I understand. The guy actually is trying to learn from a particular, I mean, an inspiration from another company that they load
Oh,
this,
okay.
they submit, and I don't know, he was mentioning Python that they use Python to populate the data somewhere, and he sent me the data set of how the data is populated on Python, like they've exported it into a CSV file, so I could see that. But he wished I could find a way of doing something similar. So I created a data entry form for him. He felt like
Yeah,
that's not, you want to still rely on this type of this very PDF form.
yeah, the
So
structure.
can't I just extract this into an Excel sheet and analyze or load it to Power Query or something, do it in Power BI? But I've been thinking, how can I transform the top here and bring it to the column and try to use all of this as column headers so that they'll align with this. Then I'll promote headers so that everything will be at the top. And then if there are some empty cells, I could just do flash fill down to fill all those portions. And then since it's gonna be the same, there's gonna be many rows. It's usually going to be like
Yeah.
if a vista is on the column, vista could repeat many times, but it's all related to one particular, you know, form. So in as
Yeah.
much as we have a lot of unsafe acts here, maybe the vista would just repeat many times. Then I'll just know how to do a distinct count, or I could just count rows to say, okay, how many unsafe acts do we have and things like that. Yeah,
Okay.
but that's a challenge. I thought maybe there's a solution to how I could transform just
Uh,
this column above and
another
align them.
another another solution is to sell your own idea to your clients. I think I do that a lot.
Yeah, 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 I know. But it's
You
like
you sell your own idea to your clients. Just
eventually you end up
you
wrapping
sell
your
it in
brain
a way,
many times.
yeah, in a way whereby it sees the need to want to integrate like your own method. And I think that's like one thing I enjoy
Yeah, yeah,
doing, like
yeah.
just talk them
I
into it.
actually advised that they should use a Google form or Microsoft form since you can literally do a drop-down list on everything. And since Google form and Microsoft forms will just populate everything in a structured way in an Excel sheet or a
Yeah.
Google sheet, that would be better. But they don't want to rely on Google form or anything. I was also advising Power App. The way I could
Okay, yeah,
just
yeah.
build
Yeah,
a
power
Power
up,
App
yeah.
form for them. But they just like this form that they are using. Probably they just want to use as evidence for submission. So every time they populate, they send this by email to the
Yeah.
maybe the safety guy, and they have to sort of put it in a folder somewhere. Yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. I think
Alright.
you've just confirmed there's no way around it. So I just have to.
There's
Okay.
always a way. I just feel like you can still do like a couple of research about it. There's always a way around things.
All right. That's fine. No issues. Thanks for
Yeah.
the feedback here. For sharing your
Alright.
thoughts. All
Cool.
right, cheers.
Our teacher is already around, the
All
facilitator
right.
today, so let's get right into it. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another day sessions for the Let's Talk Excel community with Freedom. And today we'll be hosting our very own facilitator in the Let's Talk Excel community, Mr. Timothy. He's already available in the chat. Mr. Timothy, can you say hi? Mr. Timothy, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. How are you doing today, sir?
Very well. I am so sorry. I apologize. The traffic here.
Yeah, I understand that. We're in Nigeria together, so we understand.
I think I've been on the road since like 1 o'clock. I was just hoping to just quickly drop my family at the park, then rush back maybe to the nearest place where I can have a quiet place to have this meeting. And I was stuck in traffic since just trying to find my way.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's so good to have you with us today. I'm so happy we can do this. I'm really excited about this. So before we get started, I want you to tell us about yourself, like what you do, and just give us a brief background about you. I don't want to just sing your praises because we know behind the scenes, we know what you do. But for everybody that is on the call, let's get to know you. What do you do for a living? How has been your data journey? How is your experience like so far? So just talk to us about it.
All right, thank you so much. I count it a great privilege to be here with everyone. And thanks again, once again, Freedom, for choosing to do this and also to have us on board too. Thank you so much. So my name is Timothy KJ. I am a pharmacist by training. And through my journey, my career, I started in marketing. From marketing, pharmaceutical marketing, I delved into sales too. After then, I have a brief of experience in NGO practices, particularly in HIV and AIDS management cases and the rest of them. Then I went back to the FMCG, right? So from FMCG, I still moved back to marketing, and now I'm back. Also, still within the space of FMCG, I work for a multinational company. Right now, I work as the Salesforce admin. Apart from that, I also involve in capacity development for the team, for the medical team, and also training, also into the data analytics part of it also. So data has been, is something I've been very intrigued about. I had this passion for it, I've been yearning for it. So I want to say to everyone, what you're doing here, this saying that say no knowledge is wasted is actually true. So I just find out that since my days when I started from marketing, I've been drawn to data and I've been learning some few things here and there. And it will interest you to know that when I got to this my role, right, I only had like barely less than 48 hours for a handover. And in the handover, when the person is handing over, but his mind is no longer there because actually the guy was actually traveling out of the country and he was trying to rush up. So it was not just like few things, but I stepped in and there was the glitch was very minimal. Rightly because I had some learnings I've been doing behind the scene from YouTube, on Excel, some other courses I've been taking. Yeah. So I just found out all those pieces of training I've been taking, those things I've been practicing, it just fused and came in, and it's made it very smooth for me to transition into this particular role. And here am I, still learning. Of course, I have my boss here, excel with freedom. Freedom also. Jimmy is one of my boss who is just
Yeah,
quietly behind the scene too, right? So,
yeah, it's
like I
ideal
said,
from us.
I can just imagine. I know he's had a lot in his plate, right? So,
Yeah,
but I'm just saying this to encourage everyone, right? And don't give up. Keep doing what you're doing, and of course, we're aspiring to do great things. And yeah, I'm open to learning, open to collaborations, open to also mentor so many. Like I was telling someone, I
yeah,
said, well, coming to 2026, I want to see how many persons I can actually coach, I can mentor, and also how many persons who can collaborate more to do more, right? So the space is
yeah,
actually very wide for us. So thank you. That's just a brief about me. Oh, I didn't mention I'm married with 3 children. I'm a
yeah.
police general. So it's because of
Yeah,
the
of course,
it's
of
because of the
course.
family commitment. That's why I'm actually very late. I'm so sorry. I'm not used to this. It just came up,
Yeah,
but for the family, I had to just do that. So I had to go drop them at the park, and here I'm rushed back here
yeah.
to just have us do this. Thank you so much.
I'm so happy you were able to make it. We've been looking forward to this all week, and I'm glad we can finally get past it. So now today we'll be walking us through a product sales analysis, right?
Yes.
And you're going to show us how you build your executive dashboard. I love the dashboard so much. I'm so curious about, especially the middle part of it. So, but I'll allow you get into it and tell us your process. So, for those just joining us, there's a link to download the file from the comments. If you check the comment box, I dropped the link to download the file. And also, if you're in the Let's Talk Excel community, there's a file there you could download just in case you want to walk through or follow through whatever process we're going to be going through today. Mr. Timothy is here to answer your question. Don't worry, don't stress yourself. He's going to take good care of everybody and make sure we understand every concept he used for this project. So I wouldn't want to waste our time because time is already fast spent. I want him to jump into it. And yeah, and for those who might have issues with this, it's also going to be available on my YouTube. I think in less than 24 hours. Let's just put it that way. So even if it's not available to start, it's going to be available by tomorrow morning. So in case you miss any step and you want to go back and rewatch, relearn, there's an opportunity for you to also do that. So the floor is now yours, Mr. Timothy. Let's take us through with yours. I'll be turning off my mic and camera so you could take charge.
No trouble. Thank you so much. Well, I'm not scared because I have freedom here. I also do have Jimmy here. So in case any guys feel free ask your questions. So the entire team is actually here to see that we get the best of this, right? So without further ado, I would like to start sharing my screen. Please do let me know if you can see my screen right now. If it is up. Yeah.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, thank you so much. So I think instead of sharing this, okay. So yeah, so let's just jump into it right away. Sorry, permit me. Let me share from. I'd rather prefer to share the window instead of sharing the entire screen. Okay. So let's start from the scratch. So the method I for this particular training, I will just use simple, just Excel, how we can do that. Because of course, if you want to get other concepts, other steps on how to do some of these things, Freedom has a lot of videos on his YouTube channel where he can. So for this, sorry, let me confirm. Are you seeing, let me, I think I should try and add another screen so that I can be sure that we're seeing the same thing. You can
Yeah,
see my cell workbook.
yeah, yeah, we can see your Excel workbook.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, great, great. So just the same way, I just want to get the data, which is an CSV file. Just for those who want to know, you just go to your data, pick your CSV, and go to where it is. For me, it's on the download. I already know what data I want to work on is sample sales data. Okay. The file seems to be missing from here. Okay, let me just re-download it immediately from. Okay, sorry, product sales data. That's what I labeled it as. Okay, so I go to my data, get data, CSV, the kit, go to my download. Yes, here is it. I import it. So, like I said, I will just use, there are different ways to get this done. You can use your Power Query, right? So, but this way using the Power Query, let's transform the data. Now, if you look at the sample data, there are some things I just want to just quickly touch on. Look at the dates. This is the column I want to just touch on. You see, there are product, we have quantity and unit price, right? Now, however, if you look at the total, you see that there's a discount here. There's a discount percentage, and also there is total price. So this total price, what's happened here is that they use the quantity multiplied by the unit price and applying the discount where it applies. That's how they got this, right? So I'm just saying this so that you understand what the total price is. But however, for me, what I want to, because of the analysis we want to do, right? There are some other columns we'll need. So we'll start by adding those columns, and which column are they? So when I look at the other, months, the other dates, right? I want to extract the months from that. So to do that, I'll add a column, which is just a custom column. Sorry, to do that, what I just need to do is go to my other dates, right? And just add the month, name of the month. And of course, I just want it to transform it to just pick just extract the first three. So these are just the first three, just to get the first three character. Right, so apart from the months that I need, I also need another column to work with. So like I said, I usually prefer to just work, I want to do it simple, just from Excel instead of using Power Query, so that for those who are more comfortable with Excel or they want to use Power Query, they can always see how to use it. So let me just load the data and just carry on the other calculations there. For me, like I said, what are we looking at now? Now, this was what I was trying to explain earlier. This quantity multiplied by price, applying the discount will give us the total price. Or however, because we want to check if you check here, we also have shipping cost. So that means at the end, you need to subtract your shipping cost to get your gross revenue. So to calculate our gross revenue, what do? We have to subtract gross revenue. So please feel free to let me know when there is a question, if there's something that I need to clarify on. So like I said, I already have this total price, right? When I subtract the shipping cost, it will give me the gross revenue. And of course, it's give me populates the remaining data for me. Also, there's something I'm also interested in, and that is the total discounts that was given, right? So to calculate the total discount that was given, all I need to do is to multiply. What I would do is to get the number of products by the unit price and the discount that was applied to it. That will give me, so for instance, in this place that there's is 0. That's 15% discount, right? 18 units was bought at this price. So 18, I multiply these 18 units by the price and multiply by the discount. I'll get the discount that was applied to it. So that's what I'll do here. So this will give me, that's, I'm taking this quantity, right? Multiply by the unit price and multiply by the discount offered, right? So, of course, this is the discount that was offered, as the case may be. Also, another data point I'll be interested in calculating is that I will use the measures to calculate that. So for now, all I just need to do is just to format this. This is currency, right? So this is also a currency. Shipping cost is also a currency. Price is also a currency. The discount is in percentage that I can actually put it as number. Right, so why the unit price is actually currency. So what do I do here? I take it to my pivot table where I begin to do my right at this data model. I'll take it to a new sheet, right? So now I can label this my pivot table, or and just label it as calculation for pivots. So now, like I did mention, there are some measures I'm going to be calculating in this particular Excel, in this particular data. So for instance, I think I need to pull the sample I shared so that I can use, so that we can see what we're working with. Just give me a minute. Let me just grab a picture of it somewhere. Okay. So for instance, we need the total revenue, and that's what we already have as the gross revenue, right? And also one of the things we'll be looking at is, so let me add I want to add the measures, right? So for this, I will title it revenue. And what am I looking at is the sum of, so what am I summing is actually the gross.
I'm sorry, Timothy. I just arrived. Can you remember or tell me more about the team? About the team because I'm forget that I forgot that the beginning, the time of the beginning, because I live in Brazil.
Sorry, can you come again?
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
Yeah, I didn't get you. I didn't get your question. Can you take that again?
Because I don't remember the first team of your presentation. Of your presentation, how about?
Oh, okay. So for this, what we're trying to do is we want to calculate revenue, and also is as an executive dashboard that we want to prepare, right, using sales data.
Print management platforms and button-down shirts. Are you sure?
Can you
Sorry,
hear me? Yeah.
I think someone.
No.
So
I don't know what's happening. I think I don't know. I think there are some people trying to to uh, 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 but I'm sorry. Can you?
What?
Hi,
Pussy.
hi, Timothy.
I
Sorry, I
love
think
Excel. I love.
I
um,
love big J.
Yeah,
hi.
freedom, I'm with you.
Okay, sorry. I think there are a couple of people who joined our session. I think they're from Brazil,
Yeah.
like you said.
No,
Okay.
no, Brazil, no.
Hello.
Respect for Brazil.
Hi.
Remo.
My name is Pussy.
What?
Okay, so freedom, I think some people actually joined the
Suck my
meeting
dick.
Brazil,
just
there are
to.
different
Like
types of
it is my
Um,
name.
Não me
I
are you
remove. Não me
Pussy.
just hold
remove.
on, hold on. I'll try to like adjust this.
Janice, he won't understand
Big Pussy.
what do you speak in Portuguese, Janice. Janice asked you because he's afraid to remove here.
What is his name?
I'm free to do let me know when you can proceed.
All right, give me a sec. Give me a sec. I'm
Okay.
trying to.
Okay. Yeah, I think because it's an open meeting, some people are trying to crash into it.
I'm trying to remove any foreign faces here. I don't understand. I think they just crashed out. They just crashed our call.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard people complain about that. I think some people will just crash into it.
I removed all of them already.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I've removed them. So anybody that wants to come in, I will admit them myself. So for
Okay.
now, you can continue what you're doing. I'll just observe. So I removed it from being an open meeting now.
Okay. Okay. Is that right?
So I'll check for anybody that is coming in. I'll just check. So you can just continue your work.
All
Sorry
right.
about
Thank
the
no,
distraction.
no trouble. I should be apologizing to everyone. Okay, so what I just did was just calculate two measures: revenue, total orders, because I'm going to need them. For instance, when I want to calculate the average spend per order, I will need the total revenue divided by the number of orders. That's why I have to calculate that, right? So another thing I will need is also the total discount. That's like I did mention, and also total return, right? So I'm calculating them because I will need them to calculate the year on year. That's why I'm taking my time to do add the measure. So the next measure I'm adding is actually the average order quantity, the average order value. I mean, I'm sure somebody will be asking, why do we need this average order? It gives us a picture of how much people are spending per order that they make. So we can compare to last year and this year and see if people are actually spending more or less, right? So these are also data that will be very important in terms of taking decision for the executive. So for this, what I need is I'm dividing the revenue that was calculated by, I'm dividing by the total order. Check. Yeah, this is correct. So another measure I will need is also the discounts offered, the total discount offered, total discounts. And for this, it was the sum of, we're just taking the sum of discounts, which will give us this, right? The next What happened? Oh, okay, no. Sorry, not this particular one. Remember the discount that we calculated as the total discount. Yes. Good. Okay. All right, so the last measure we're calculating is the returns, total return. This, okay. Of course, so if you check here, so let's just visualize them and see. We already have revenue, have our order, you know, okay, no, I don't need this order, total discount offered, and also total revenue. So for orders, to get the total number of order, all I need to do, I can use the quantity, the total quantity, sum of quantity. Sum of quantity will give me the number of orders, which I think is also the same as the total order, right? Just to check. Yes, so it gives me the same value. So you can see either using the measure or using the column. So let me just make use of it. So why is this important? Like I said, I will use this to calculate we use it to get our year-on-year, right? So to do that, we want to check, I'll just use a quick measure and another measure to calculate revenue year-on-year. Year-on-year percentage. So how do I do that? What I'm doing is we'll divide getting my revenue, right? Subtract by, so we need to get the revenue this same period last year. So for that, I have to calculate it. Calculate, what am I calculating? The revenue, right? For same time, to do that, just put a comma, same time last year, right? Using the order dates. So what this is going to do is going to calculate the revenue versus this time period last year. So for instance, let's use our current timing, which is December 2025. So what this part of the calculation will be to calculate the sales for the same period, that is 2024. Now I need this will be my denominator. So I'll just copy. Because I'm dividing it by the denominator, I close that, so I can just check my formula. Yes, it's correct. That's revenue year-on-year. Also, I also need to calculate the average order year-on-year. So I'll add the measure quickly. So it's going to be average order value year-on-year percentage. And of course, for this, what I'm doing is to divide the revenue, the average order value. You need to subtract the average order value for last year for the same period of time. So for this, I'll have to calculate the same thing. Right, so calculating for same period last year using the other dates as a filter. So, mind you, I need the whole of this is the denominator. So I quickly copy it while I put in my denominator here, close the bracket. And we're good to go with this also quickly, just to add the total discount year on year percentage. And the same thing, what I'm doing here is to divide against the total discount offered. Subtract by calculating. Sorry, subtract by calculating. Okay, so the same thing, total discounts offered the same period last year. What are we using to filter the dates the order was made? Like I said, I need all these parts as my denominator. Can you still hear me? Are we still together?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll quickly add the last two measures so that we can just begin begin to enter the fun part of it. And so this, we're doing the total return. On year percentage, right? So I would say it's divide in total revenue. Sorry, total return. Always subtract the total return for last year, for same period last year. Our filter is the other dates. Aside and with this part. Last thing we're adding is our total order. Percentage. For this, what we're doing is we're dividing the total orders that we had. Also calculating the total order for the same period last year. Using the order data as a filter. Yes, I need this as my denominator. All right, so okay, so with this we can bring in the data to see them. So let's pick. So this for AI revenue. So this and that. Or however, the whole of this need to be percentage. Yeah. Probably just make it 1 decimal. Yes. So this is. And I mean, let me just format, just change the few of these, no Greek, right? So, right. So the next thing I would like to do here, of course, is and just reduce this so that space look revenue here, average order value here. Okay, so I also need this to just calculate this here. Like this, of this. I want to calculate the monthly revenue, right? So here, this is where the months will be useful. The month name that we added while doing our calculation, we'll put it on the row, right? So this gives us the revenue per month. The same thing I like to. So for this, what I want to do is I want to get the revenue per month, average order per month, total discount offer per month, the total return per month, and the total orders per month. So the next one I'm looking at is the average revenue. Yeah, average order value, I mean. So let's give us the average order value. Same thing. Copy this. Drop it here. The next one we're calculating is for the total discount offer. So I'll change this to total discount offer. Total discount offered. Same thing for copy. From this here. The next one to calculate is for the total return. Let's calculate for total return. Total return. We also have for total order. All right, so I think at this point we'll begin the other part of the calculations.
Mr. Timmy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, sir, please can you like speak up a little bit so we can get you clearer? I think your voice is getting lower a bit. Thank you.
Okay, is it better now?
Yes, it is. It is. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Please, at any point, if it's getting, let me try to increase the mic. Thank you so much. I believe you can hear me now. Okay, so at this point, we'll begin to do some formatting. We'll begin to format some of the data points. Just give me a minute. Okay, so for this revenue, this that has to do with this and also the discount offer, because this is one of the things you pick up from Excel boss, right? So for this, you say for when the value is greater than $1 million, what do you want? You want it to return as this, right? And with this, when the value is greater or equal to 1,000, this is the formatting you want it to return as. Right, so with that, you can pick up this formatting. And apply the crossword. Right, so also when you come to this, what's the formatting I want to go with this will be first green for values that are going up, and I need an arrow to do that, so I can pick an arrow from here. So let me pick this two. Sorry, I just have a family. Just pick this call. Sorry, just a minute. Let me pick this call.
Let's give our tutor some time. I want to say apologies about the foreigners who crashed our call. It was so funny. I didn't even know what to do at first. I even ended up removing someone I was not supposed to. So sorry, Jacqueline, for that too. And yeah, so I had to lock the call back again, and so we could just have our own session, and I'll accept anybody coming in from now. So when our tutor comes in, you can finish up the session. So for now, I hope the session has been good. It's if it has been good, can you give us a thumbs up if you've been following through to this point? Or if you have any questions or concerns about the project so far. So like I mentioned, if you missed any step or any point, there's a recording and it will be available on my YouTube channel later, and I'll share the link to the community as well as I'll share it online as well, so everybody could gain access to it afterwards. So let's wait for our tutor to get back to us and let's enjoy the session. Thank you guys.
Apologies, guys. So sorry. In a bit of rush, I forgot there's something I was supposed to have done before now. So the call came in. Please bear with me. All right, so like I said, just want to finish up the formatting for the percentage. So this is just to give us of yes. So this is all we have right now. Now the beauty of this is right. So this gives us the year-on-year changes, right? Whether increase or decrease. So to quickly just test this, we can see if it's working. Just use our timeline, right? So sorry, let me use other dates. Other dates, and of course, I just want to use the years. So you can see for. Oh, okay. I'm here to link it to. Okay, this should be the next one. Yeah. Of course, yes, we can see changes in the year on year. Yes. So that shows that this is working. But however, you see for this, because there's no previous year after the data started from 2023, so there's no data for the previous year. That's why this is actually giving us 0. So this is working perfectly, right? So yes, so this is where we begin to move into the interesting part of it. But please do let me know, are we still tracking together?
Yes, we are. We are. I'm together with you.
Okay, thank you so much. So for this, the next thing I want to do is to visualize the product. So let me just copy this. Let me to go. I'm sure this is where Freedom said, okay, he's interested in seeing this part. So Freedom is not something new. It's not something, it's just a little of the things you have taught us. Okay, so now I want to visualize the product. Right, so I have the product. Just give me a minute, I just want to check something. Also, I'll add the revenue this time around. All right, so I also add the revenue, but for this, I want it to be in percentage. So it's going to show me the percentage of column. Right, so now with this, what I'm going to do is to create that web that you saw in the middle, right? So, and to get that is simple. But first, what I want to do is I'll have to get this data here. I'm sure someone will be wondering, I'm sure you've seen it in Freedom's videos, right? When he created a pivot table for the data he wants to visualize, he actually had to pull them apart, right? You're wondering why is that? One of the things it does that it helps to prevent, because of the pivot table, it reduces the number of the time it will use to refresh and to pull in the data, because for every time you refresh or do anything, it has to go through all those loops, and this will actually reduce the lag time, right? So that's why these usually pull the data aside. Now to do this, I will need an X axis and also Y axis, right? So just let me format this. And here, this is where we need my revenue. Revenue. And for this, I will need some series of data to help me calculate the X and Y axis. So I will need, let me say, a 1, 3, just give me a minute. I just want to be sure. So this is just to give me a dimension that I will use for this scatter plot to create my web. I call it the web. All right, so 2, let me say 4, 5, 1, 7, say an 8, probably 6. While this is, I'll call this 8, and do 7 to 6, 1, 9, and a 3. So what I'll do is to first insert inserting a scatter plot empty, right? So what I would just do now is to add data set, right? Try this to add my data set. So for this, I can just name it data, right? So for the x-axis, these are the values I'm going to pick for the x-axis, right? And for the y-axis, these are the data I'm going to pick for the y-axis. Good. This is good, right? So what X are we doing next? Now for this revenue, I'm just going to use my VLOOKUP, right, to bring in the data from here. Need to lock it up with my F4, right? So first the revenue is in row 2. Just my bracket. Just bring in the value, right? So what I want to do is I don't need this data here, right? So I'm going back to my design to add data. So first, what I need to do is to change the type, change it to the bubble scatter plot, right? Good. So I go to my select data. What I need to do is to edit this data point. So for the X value, I'm repeating the same X that we had, right? While for the bubble size, I'm going to use this revenue. So I need to move this inside. So for the bubble size, I'm using a revenue. This is what we have, right? So one other thing I need to do is to actually format. Let me find the formatting area. So for this, I'll reduce the bubble size, sorry. Okay. Okay, so I can reduce the bubble size to 70% or 60. Let's see what 60 look like. Okay. I think this is good. Oh, let's see what 70 look like. No, let's do 60. Good. Are we still together? Now this gives me the
Yes, we are.
this give me the different bubble size. So what I want to also do is for it to highlight at every point in time when I have maximum, right? So for this, what I need to do is to check through this column and select which one is the max. So what I will do is use the if function. If this column is the maximum, I'll bring in the max function, the maximum of this, right? If it is, I need to lock, right? Now what I want it to do is, if that's the maximum, return it. If it is not, leave it blank, right? So, and of course we can see that this is not, so I apply the same, right? So this is actually the maximum, right? So the same thing, I'll also bring in the remaining values here. So I'll say others here. So for this, I'll say the same if function and also max function, but this time around I'll interchange it. So I'll say if this is equal to the max, right? The max of this to this, lock myself with F4. I want you, if that's the maximum, return empty, but if not, return the cell. So it's just the opposite of the function. Oh, I didn't close my bracket here. So if it is, return the opposite. So of course, because this is not the maximum, that's why it's returning function exactly. So I will permit me to just apply the same formatting that I had here. Just copy the same formatting. So apply it here. This. Now it's formatting across board. Right. So this is where we just have another twist to it, right? So actually do not need this. I do not need this. I don't need this. Good. So what I need to do is for it to highlight the max. So what we need to do is go back to our design. This time around, we need to select, add another data set, right? So the same way. So for this one, I can name it max. The same way I pick for X series, I'm picking the X, right? So let me move it here. For Y, we're picking the same thing. Also, when it comes to the bubble size, I'm picking from here to here. You can see this is the max. Now, for us to test if we change, so what I need to do, let me use this pivot table. Permit me to look at the name of the table. That's table 18. So I want to link it to my time series. So I want to link it to this time series. Link it to pivot table 18. Is this? Good. So what that means is, let me move my time series. I want to move the time series to where I have this scatter plot. Yes, let me bring it here and let's test and see. So when I move it to 2014, of course, it seems to remain on that same spot. But when we move to 2013, you see the max change, and you can see that this is actually moving alongside. So it means it's moving. It moves and moves. So I think we're good with this. So all I need to do is I don't need this. I don't need this. All right, so what we need to do is just to add the data points. Format, add the data points to the center. Right, so just format the data points. What I need is actually the value. You get from this range and here to this place. Say OK. Of course, I can always just format it and reduce this. So I can make it to Benyanet Pro. Change it to white. Okay. So while for the remaining ones, we can add the data elements, which is center, right? Same thing, we have to just pick up the value. So the value should be this one here. Because that's okay. So you don't need this, you don't need this. We can format the same thing, white. But for this, you can reduce the value, right? So okay, so this is just the first part of the web, right? The web. And so one of the data that we also need in this particular for the dashboard is also we need data on need to calculate the pivot table for. So I can just put this at this side. Drop it here, come back to it. So let me just build up the remaining pivot table. So I can just quickly go to visualization. For this, we need first we need the data on so we love this. We need the data on the customer type, right? And of course, for this, all we need is the percentage of column. Also need data on payment method. Also need data on the region. Also need data on so also need data on the store, and also the manager, salesperson for us. Also need data on the regional manager. Then the regional manager is revenue by salesperson. So revenue by region. By the payment method. And also this is customer type. Right, so these are the data points we need. We pick up this formatting. So just quickly pick on, sorry. I wanted us to just look at the, I think I have it somewhere. The we're just trying to pick up the visuals so that we can really see it. I think I don't come with my mouse. Okay. Yeah, this is what I want. Okay. So from time to time, just this is what I want us to just speak up. This is what I want to create, right? So at this point, what we need, we can first create line, still not displays with black, right? So of course, I've learned to start with wireframe, but if you check what I did in this one, just a very minimal wireframe, just few wireframe and just to make it very quick. So let's just quickly do that so that we begin to bring this to life. Oh, so sorry, I can see our time is really fast spent, but I'm trusting we can finish in good time. So we use the rounded corner. I need me to reduce this a bit. And this was in 18. Right. So, of course, what I did was to also still retain the same black, right? But I made the outline white and I made the shape black. So you can see the white outline, right? So what I did next was to just let's have this. So for this, what I did is to fill this gradient. So this is just the color, white is black and gray. So it's at different angles. We get this. So the next is the KPI card. For the KPI card, the size is actually 3 by 39, which is 4 by 52, 4 by 52. Okay. Remember, this is the card here. Right, so and for this, what I had is actually black too. So the line filling here is black. Black. But however, sorry, it's a no line. But however, I actually have a shadow. Right, so for the shadow, this is what I picked. And of course, the shadow is white. And for this, just to adjust these two, just reduce this and increase the points. So this will give it that glow effect that it has. If you compare it with this, you can see the glow effect. So take this, align to top. Also essential, well distributed. And I think I have to close them a bit. And let's shape and top. Let's do the alignment again. All right, so for this, next we also for this is actually very big KPI card, a very big card. That's untrue. Of this. Since without the effects. So there's a big card here. So actually this and this one. Freedom, are we still on? How many more minutes
Yes,
do we
we
have?
are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm with you. I'm enjoying the process. So we'll see the way you're wireframing your dashboard. I think that's like one of my fun parts of visualization. So yeah.
Yeah. So for this, actually, I was jumping in between ideas. Ideas were bouncing my head, and I felt I was wasting too much. I said, okay, let me just wireframe, just do a simple wireframe. That's how I came about this. So just a simple 1, 2. Sorry, I need to pick out this one and repeat. So, because most time when it comes to the wireframe, you have so many ideas bouncing through the head. So, so this is you can see we already have this. So this is for this other part is just a line that I just introduced just to separate the other part. So so for that we just introduce a line, right? So see introduce a line from this part to this part. So yeah, that's right. So I do this to make it transparent. This. Right, so I think it's a little bit slanting. Okay. Right, so right now it disappeared too. Okay. The weather is changing here. It's about to rain. Oh God. Okay, so let us quickly build in
Sorry, Timmy, I think someone raised his hand. Farid, do you have a question?
Yeah, please. I just wanted to confirm. The KPIs, was it like shadow, only shadow that gave you the outline, or you added a line to it?
those are shadows.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's quickly build in this. This is actually the parts I like the more. Bringing in this. So for this is going to be a no field, no line. So Okay, we've not finished the formatting. So for the formatting for this, all we need to do is to format this, and also it's going to be a gradient field. And so for the gradient field, what I choose for this, I think we use only these are the two grid type. Need to change this to picture. So change the formatting. So this
Satimi, you know color codes from your head? That was that was surprised. You're typing color codes from your head. Ah,
is
I
is the
know.
one I've used and used, so it has no point. It has no option but
Okay.
but to stay in my head.
Ah, oh my God. Me, I don't even keep things in mind. Even my second number, I don't know it.
Oh my God. So you can just reduce this transparency to, let's say, maybe 33. And also, I will also have to um, also give it a shadow. So give it the shadow, and the shadow I want to give it, I'll give it this color of shadow. Right. Now I take this, to maybe, right. So for this, I'll upgrade it to. For this, and this also take. For this, for this shadow, I want to use it. I'll use the white. Okay, so let's move these charts. Let's bring it here. Put it here. My shadow is not showing the way I want it to show. So something like this. So next, what we need to do is to bring in for this. I will make use of this. So first of all, what I need to do is to insert a donor chart, right? Empty one. So same style within. So say the first one, right? So the series. For this, I want to add about, let's say, 50. Add one that's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, let's add as up to 58, so they are about. I can say okay. What's happening? Also, let's put it up. Like I said, the first one. I just want to add as many as up to 58 or 60 or thereabout. Yeah, okay, 52 is fine. Right, so what I need to do is format it. I remove this, I don't need this, I don't need this. So what I'm going to do is to format this, make it gradient, right? So for this, I'm also using my, I will use same color I used earlier. Is in this. So for this, for the color, this will be a solid color black. And this will give me, and use 3. Yeah. So next thing I need to also, at this point, I'm adding another data point to it. And this time around, it's going to be customer type. And just to spell the thing. Right, so for this customer type, I need to change. For this customer type, I need to change it to the pie chart. That was what we did from to format this, first of all, before there is no border. Now for this part of it, I make it a no fill, right? While the second part, I'll change it to solid, and of course black, right? So I'll increase the transparency to probably 19. And let's see.
Okay, Satin, can you please check your mic? I think your voice is getting low.
Oh, again?
Yeah, but I can hear you now. You could just,
Okay.
I think you just talk louder with your mic. Thank you.
Okay. So, now with this, you will see why we are doing this. So with this, it's going to be a no fill, right? No line. I'll cut this. Sorry. Bring it to the dashboard. A bit here. But I say no fill. What happened? Okay, so what I need to do is to, this is no fill, no border. I take this to my dashboard and I drop it here. Exactly this way I want it. This looks a little bit too tiny. What I can do is to select this series, name select series 1, reduce the solid line so that we can bring out. Okay. Yeah, so the next thing I'm doing is just to insert this cycle, start shape. By selecting the cycle, press down my shift and just so that I can get the perfect cycle. Right, so I can get a perfect cycle, and with that, I want it to be no fill, or the line should be white. Of course, thickness of the line should be, and so reduce it. So just this, but then before this, let me duplicate this. Replace, replace this. Fill it up. So I need to come. This is the outline. Now I want to get the inner circle, which is the orange. I need to fill it with orange. Here is a no line. We duplicate. It's a bit. Fill it with black. So this, and this. What I want is align middle, align center. We can click them. You can share. Bring forward. Just Just want to align this so that it will be in the middle without covering the yeah, we can move this. Ensure it's not covering that. So with this, I think this is sitting perfectly the way I want it. Just reduce it a bit. Yeah, so this is sitting perfectly the way I want it. I'll discount the amount, but also reduce. So reduce. So do this. Line meeting, command center. And first, yeah, just yes. This is more like it. So I'm done with this part, and the other part is just to insert some line, and the next part is just to fill up the remaining parts. Let me try. Can you still hear me? I hope I. So with this, all we need to do is bring the line to this. So all we need to do is to connect to each data point with this. With this, we connect to each data point. All right, so let's adjust this a bit. So I think we can increase this font size just a little, while the ones always be bigger than others. So at this point, we can bring in our data. Can bring in our data point. So to do that, what I would like to do is to actually excuse me, so put in my revenue here. Revenue, average order value. So average order value here. Here we have total discounts offered. Here we have total return. Total return. Here we have total orders. So the values here, which is P4. This is P4. This is C4. P4. P4. Right, so with this here, the same way, all we need to do is start. So for this, so yeah, so and of course for the shape, no shape, no line. I mean, all right. So with this, I want to make my fonts Avenia. Okay, so for this, okay, so I'm just putting the place where that will put our values, our data point inside. So here is revenue. The next one is actually average order. If you compare this, we talk about order, average order value. So for this, so we have orders. Average order value. And for this, it's going to be discounts. Discounts. Last is going to be the returns, the number of returns. This, all we need to do is to reference this table. And this, sorry, We need to reference the pivot table. This. We'll align this to the top. Good. So just picking the value. Remember, this is going to be C4. Apply the same formatting here. For this, it's going to be C5. Apply the same formatting here. So it's going to be 6. Well, apply same formatting. This definitely is going to be 7. Same thing, we'll apply same formatting. Right, so this gives us a value. So same thing, what we need to do is to, for this, we add the previous here. We drop this. I think we're almost there. Okay, so next we need to do is to, what I usually like to do is, because of one thing I can do is to clear up this, or I can just return this value here. The B9. So we pick this. Just to ensure we're using the same. So what we can do is just copy this, bring it to the dashboard, paste, with this, you can move this here. Same with this, copy, paste, formatting. This ensure it retains. This ensure it retains the formatting. and it's also linked to the pivot table such that any change as we're going to see will also be effective here. So just the other thing is just to adjust. Yeah. So in order to get these changes, that's where we use the other value, this pivot table that we calculated here, right? So for these we insert, what we need to do is we insert line graph. All right, so this is now needed. Yes, you hide this button field. This is now needed. Sorry, this is now needed. You hide this button field. Format these to solid line, right? Drop this to M25, change to dash type, change color to light green. This line is not needed. I just continue the formatting. And so we need this. It's one. Press yellow fill for this. When I fill this. So you can take this to and drop it here. So this null line, this gives us and that's how we have this. So this this it's a format with the same formatting with this. Okay. So the same apply to this. We need to sort this. So all right. So the same way we formatted this is the same approach we're going to use for the next. That's to introduce a line, right? So this field should hide all. This is not needed. It's not needed. This not needed. Also, this should be a solid. You want line of this to 1.25. Let's change it to, well, you don't have to change. And also give it a solid line. Let's make it 1 point. Smoothen the line. And total. But this, not feel no bottom. Let's take this place. Edit. Let's build table here. For this the next table, just sort to same thing with this. Let's set them out. I think for this we've done the major parts. We've done the major part. I believe even with this, should be able to complete the remaining part of the data points. This is really, and just insert the line chart. This is not needed. It's not needed. Smoothing the line. Few Sorry, into sets line charts. Like this. Okay. So and that it's here. Load and see someone has moved. Okay. I know what's happening there. Right for the last one is the return table. Just insert line charts. That's one. Something. You get this. You don't need this. You don't need this. You don't need this. Right. If you adjust your size, paste it on the dashboard. So basically, this has given us so the other part is probably I could just quickly put in the value in here, because one of the things you see is that as this changes, it also changes the value with it. Is that what we need to do? I need to come to this part. Where do I have my revenue? Okay. So what I'm going to do here is, because I want it to account for the changes with the revenue. So what I want to do here is, for this, I will check the max. This will give me the max of this and this, right? So, and also this I would do is to do simply look up this no, I'll do X lookup instead. I'll explain what I want to do here. I'll do X lookup of this and this, right, to return this. Because not let's add much. Now what I did here was, because I want to use this point as a reference. So for instance, where do we have, where is our this? I want to check this particular pivot table is pivot 19. That's this customer type is pivot 19, right? So what I want to do is pick up my slicer, for instance, the time series, I mean, If I look for pivot 19, yes, here is it. So it's connected to. Now, why am I adding this? Is I want to add some dynamics to this. I think after this, every other thing is still similar. So, for instance, if I check in 2025, right, I want it to affect this. Let's see. Yes, this is changing, right? So in 2023, we can see, yes, the wholesaler seem to be highest. So I want it to be changing. So whichever one is the maximum return, the customer type, that's what I just did here. So I need it because I want to put this in the dashboard box in this particular place compared to the same thing we have here, right? So what this will do is, what I'll just do is, so it's very simple. On this, I'm just this, just to reference this specific also. This does box. Timmy this. That's what I'm doing. Format it with this. I've been right to increase the size. Increase it to 12. Want to duplicate it. But let me take this to this place. So, so, while for this, what I want is L. So, of course, yeah. So, all this, everything in the middle, and it here. I can just reduce the size. So with this, I'm covered, right? So now that it is wholesale, if you go back to 2025, right, you can see that changes to retail. So this is well sorted. I think this is like the most complex of the whole thing, but every other thing is just to add. Like this is just donut chart. This is just a line chart where we change, right? So probably I could just do this quickly. So this is for salesperson. Let's look at the salesperson. For salesperson, let's pick this. And what we need to do is this is start with line graph, right? So this is not needed. Let's remove every other field. This is not needed. So what we need to do for this is to change this to marker. Raise this to probably 7. And so to change the head. So right. So for the marker, I need to change this color to light green. And change this to light green. So the next we need to do is add line. So for the line tool, all I need to do is make it a gradient line. This can actually go. For the create line, I'll have this is white, and also this will make green. For this, make it darker green. Move this. Move this. Moving. See. For this is also a no field. What's this? Put it up here. Drop it here. And just format this. And this is what we have. So guys, I'm so sorry. I will have to maybe take a break here. Probably we can schedule another time to just finish it up. Or better still, I think we've done the most challenging part of it. You should be able to finish up the remaining part of the parts, that is to put in the bar charts and this other sales trend, right? And even the magic managers. Because I'm so sorry, I need to actually run, and let's see how we can probably reschedule. Let's, if you can do it and send, we can also see what you've done with freedom. I hope that's okay.
Okay, hi Timmy. Thank you so much for your time. And I know the time was fast spent, and I know how busy you can be. Yeah, so I understand you trying to leave us now, but it's good. We enjoyed the session from start to this point. I must say it was amazing. At some point, we were doing some magic that we some of us got lost, but we enjoyed it. So thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much. Thank you.
I wouldn't want to keep you here for too long, but I could make all the announcements. And so for anybody who followed up to this point, the video will also be available on my YouTube, so you can check it out and watch practice as well. If you want to learn, you could learn. You will learn a lot. You will learn a lot. We started from Power Query. From Power Query, we went into pivot tables, DAX functions to calculate some of our key metrics. And from there, we started building visuals, as well as we did scatter plots and few other visuals as well. So it's value packed, I promise you. Watch it, get to that point. If you're finished, you can always tag us online. Tag me, use the hashtag, tag me Satimi as well. I'll see how we can send us his social link. I tagged him on my Twitter, so in case you want to post on Twitter, you can tag him there, and also on LinkedIn as well. I think I will share more of his information. So if you do it, we'll love to see what you build. We'll love to see your end. So you can tweak it up, make it your own. Tell us what you change and share to us. Let's see what you build. So thank you guys for staying up to this point. We wanted it to be like a 2 hour session, but we because of the timing we started up late. But at the same time, we were able to cover quite a lot. Mr. Timmy, can you see share your screen to see? Let me see where you stopped, so I could like take a screenshot and share to the community. I don't know if you could hear me. Mr. Tim, are you there or you left already? But either way, it's all good. We had a good one. We had a good session. The raw file is also there. Okay, thank you, Mr. Tim. The raw file is also there. You could, I think, you could minimize your the stuff on the site. Yeah. And yeah, you can delete. Just open up the workbook here. You can drop your ribbon as well so that we can see the overview. So anybody that wants to check it out can also see what we've built so far.
Okay. Sorry, just want to adjust some things.
Yeah. So as you can see from the screen, we got up to this point. So if you want to complete it, finish it up, I know you've learned quite a number of things already. The KPIs were all ready. We have about 4 KPIs as well. So it's nice so far. So you can finish it up, tweak it. I think this one gives you a possibility for you to also practice your own Excel skills. So you can try out new things and then let's see what you build. So thank you so much, Mr. Tim, for giving us your time today. I know it wasn't easy, but you still gave us your time. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here. And thank you for the opportunity too.
Yeah, likewise. And more information will pass across in the community to tell you more details about it. And when the recording is available, I'll also pass it across so you can go back, watch, and practice as well. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions before we go, you could ask now, and let's see if I can answer before I leave. Or if nothing, we can call it a day. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate your time and have a good evening. Have a good day. Bye, guys. Bye, everybody.